All right, third time's a charm. Third time's a charm is a condition. Anyway, so yeah, I'll go over the whole system real quick. The universe is infinite potential. All energy, all force is caused by a vacuum, because the universe abhors a vacuum, and the vacuum causes the universe to go towards the path of least resistance. So look at the lightning bolt, how it's like got those tendrils out. It's looking for the path of least resistance back to ground. Well, the way a vacuum is created is a pressure difference. So you could say all energy is a pressure difference, but it's really the vacuum, the universe filling a vacuum that is doing it. But the way to cause a vacuum is through pressure difference. Now there's like many different types of pressure. You have air pressure, water pressure, hydraulic pressure, air compression, pneumatic power. You have temperature, pressure caused by temperature. You have etheric pressure, like when you go into a room and you feel like an awkward vibe or like a fun vibe. That's like an etheric pressure, or like a mind pressure, I guess. There's electrostatic pressure, which we call the prickly goosebumps. That's a rise in your pressure, your electrostatic pressure. And it usually occurs during like fight or flight or something. Wim Hof does it with his little breathing technique. The reason why he has to go into the cold water, because the cold water puts him in a fight or flight response. It gives him the prickly goosebumps, which is a rise in electrostatic pressure. And with that rise in pressure, it creates a vacuum. And then he defines where the path of least resistance is. And he doesn't even know, he doesn't do it, he does it unconsciously. He doesn't know that he's doing it. So here's how you could do magic. You set conditions that if you meet them, something will happen. So let's say I wanted to, you have to 100% believe that doing the conditions would make the magic. So it's like belief magic. It's like belief pressure. So let's say, like if I wanted to fly, I would have to 100% believe that if I met a certain amount of conditions, I would be able to fly. And the conditions can be anything. Like, I'll give you, see this tree here? Let's say I have to climb this tree every day or something. I don't know, it could be anything. Like you could, and then jump, I had to take a step onto the tree and then jump off or something like that. So you try to make the condition have something to do with what you're trying to do, the magic. But it doesn't really need to be. It's just something that's really hard, that shows your conviction to the universe, your belief in yourself, because we're all one being. So when you believe that if you keep doing this, you're gonna fly, you're believing in the universe. You're believing in oneness. I know that's new agey, but it's like, it's the Three Musketeers. We're one for all and all for one. And that's how that would work. So if you want, like I gave an example in one of my videos, if you wanted to teleport, I said, I would be able to do it if I can only teleport to living things that I've named personally in front of them. Like this, I'll name this tree. This is Zed. His name is Zed. He told me. Just kidding, but yeah. I know Zed. Now, if I go somewhere else that is one of the locations I can teleport back to. See how the conditions could be anything, and then I'm obviously gonna need to add a lot more conditions than that to do this. So another condition would be I would need to have the prickly goosebumps, like a high electrostatic pressure that I manually induced through training or something. I think you can train your prickly to get the prickly goosebumps manually, like with your spirit, or like with meditation. I hate that word. But like just being present in the moment, I guess. Just I don't know. It's kind of like, what songs do you listen to when you're working out? Like which ones? Why do you play those songs? You play those songs because at a certain point, the motivational part of the song, you're trying to match it up to when you're doing a set, like a bench press or something. And when that matches up and you get the prickly goosebumps, what happens? You finish your set when you normally wouldn't have finished your set. I've had this happen to me in sports a few times, and it's like you become like superhuman for like 10-15 seconds. Like you extend your physical limits. You break your physical limits of your body for like 10 or 15 seconds. And the way you broke the physical limits of your body, which shouldn't be possible because it's breaking the laws of your body, which is a universe of cells. You're breaking the laws of the universe when you get the prickly goosebumps and you do something incredible. When in like sports, it's breaking the laws of your physiology, because you create a vacuum with the prickly goosebumps because of the pressure difference, and then you finishing the set or running faster or hitting harder or something is the harnessing of that vacuum that's created by the electrostatic pressure. You're subconsciously setting a condition, and if this happens, then this magic will happen. Like if I get the prickly goosebumps and I'm running a race, I'm gonna run this much faster. Like your subconscious does it, and then you do it. It's breaking the laws of your body, but because you harness that vacuum, the universe abhors a vacuum, and it'll go towards the path of least resistance, which is you running faster. Now extend that out. If you consciously know this, you consciously understand that you can set your own conditions. It's like a hypnotist does this. A hypnotist, I mentioned this before, a hypnotist has to put someone in order to like get someone to do something by snapping their fingers. They have to put someone in a specific state of mind, and those are conditions. They set conditions. If they meet their conditions, they have to put, let's say, they have to put someone in a combination of a sleepy state, a relaxed state, and a suggestible state, all at the same time, and then they become hypnotized, which is a different state that they just invented, right? And then when they're in the hypnotized state, they can implant conditions on whoever's hypnotized. Like, okay, once someone's hypnotized, they would be like, when I snap my fingers, you're going to bark like a dog. And then you'll remember this trigger after you come out of hypnotism. And then he takes them out of hypnotism, then he snaps his fingers, and the person barks. Because they met the conditions. There's a vacuum from the belief pressure of that hypnotist. And that was all subconscious. Now imagine if you could consciously do this thing. The condition can be literally anything. Like, if I touch this tree for 1 hour every day at the exact same time for a year, every single day for a year, then I will be able to teleport to this tree. But I mean, it has to be exact, and I have to do it every day. That's like one of the things that it would take for me to 100% believe I could teleport to that tree. 1 hour a day, my hand on the tree at exactly from 3:33 to 4:33 p.m. every day, 1 year. And then I would be able to teleport to this place. I would legitimately believe I could teleport to that thing that tree if I did that. I'm probably not going to do that though. That's part of it though. It has to be that hard to do something like crazy, like teleport, or that, like, your resolve has to be proven, basically. Like, if I did that with that tree, my resolve will be proven. Okay, this guy, he believes in himself, which means he believes in the universe, because we're all one. We're one for all for one. So the universe, when you meet those conditions, like if I actually met that condition on that last day, when I put my hand on it and the hour ends up, and every day was exact 3:33, ended exactly at 4:33 for a year, and I completed that, and I walked away, and I 100% believe I can now teleport to that location. I would be able to fucking teleport to that location, because it creates a vacuum, and the path of least resistance for the universe would be, if like, it has to happen, because it's like the path of least resistance is I would just be able to teleport. The universe would be like, okay, fine, you can teleport to that location. I probably would need more conditions to do it, but let's say I met the conditions. It would have to happen if I 100% truly believed it, because the belief pressure would be too high. It would create a vacuum, and if the vacuum is not filled, the universe doesn't exist anymore. It has to be filled. So if it doesn't happen, there's the universe isn't real. That's the level of like believability that you have to have when you consciously try to create these conditions. Like that is, I don't think, I tried to say it was, but I don't really think subconsciously that would be enough for me to 100% believe. It has to be 100% believe that I could teleport there. Maybe if I said it, I can teleport once there, one time, maybe. I probably would need even more than that. Maybe teleport once on one date during a full moon. And it has to be the culmination of the full moon. Like the exact moment it gets to the highest point. That would be a more believable condition. And if I met that condition, then, like, including to put my hand on the tree every day for a year, then it would be a lot harder it would be harder to not believe that it would work, right? Now, I want to get to my garage. The reason I'm making this video is because I saw someone had a video of Owen Benjamin. I sent him a letter a couple weeks back called it's about pressure differences. It's called, and I'm not a bear, because I don't really want to be like I don't know, it's a personal thing. I don't want to, it's my loophole to get around, like, joining a group. So I say, I'm not a bear. That's my bear name, not a bear. That's my Grabbler workaround. So, I said in the letter that I started an LLC, and I'm going to try to make like magical items, because the items I will 100% believe that they are magic, like Excalibur or Thor's hammer.